Welcome to the Full Coherent Time Podcast, and we are going to be talking about the Indiana Pacers up 2-1 against the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Indiana Pacers have taken a 2-1 series lead after not a convincing win, but a win yesterday against the Oklahoma City Thunder. So, Charles, what are your thoughts on the series in total, and what about Game 3?
Uh, well, to start off with the series itself, OKC definitely gave away game one. Um, I was saying, I don't understand why the OKC head coach subbed out his big man with 9 minutes to go, and you guys are up 15. I understand you probably, you want to match up well with the Pacers, and then you guys are already up 15, so you probably didn't think nothing of it per se. You didn't think it was gonna go left like that, but Hardenstein had a great game. He was playing good that game. Chet really wasn't doing anything, but Hardenstein was playing well, and you subbed them guys out with 9 minutes left of 15. Then the Pacers get nothing but second chance points, nothing but offensive rebounds, and that helped them come back in the game. And then once you got down seven, why didn't you sub in the big man? You could have at least subbed back in Hardenstein because he was playing well. And if you didn't want to sub in Hardenstein, you could have at least subbed in Chet to get another big body in there to help on the rebounds. And then you guys, you go down, Shea misses. He misses his mid range. And then they come down with Cason Wallace on Tyrese Halliburton, and all Tyrese does is pull up over him and hits it all net. But that could have been alleviated if you would have just had at least one big, and if you would have at least had Chet in, it would have let Luke Dort or Alex Caruso or somebody else be on Tyrese instead of Cason Wallace. Because at the end of the game, bro, Alex Caruso, I forgot who Alex Caruso was guarding, but him and Cason Wallace, they didn't know if they wanted to switch at the end. Because Alex Caruso looked like he was gonna pick up Tyrese, and so then Casey Wallace was gonna go to his man, but then Alex Caruso went back towards his man, and that's how Tyrese got the wide open shot, and he hit it all net. Now, yeah, gotta give him credit when credit is due. He knocked down the shot, but OKC gave away that game. And then game two was a blowout game. I thought that would have been game one, and game two would have been a close game, but game two was the blowout win. Chet and J Dub, they stepped it up from game one. Um, and then game two, they shut down Tyrese, and Tyrese tried to bring it on late in the fourth, but that didn't really do anything. But they shut him and Siakam and Miles Turner for the most part down that first half. And they got a blowout win. And then that third game, Shea just didn't show up, bro. It was the turnovers and Shea not showing up. If Shea had 6 turnovers, bro. If Shea was, usually Shea is a lock for a 30 ball, but he didn't even get that. So if Shea would have showed up, they would have won that game. If they would have limited their turnovers, they would have won too. Because I think it was like 19, 19 like 14 on the turnovers. So if they would have just limited their turnovers, they would have been good too.
So in Game 1, I said that OKC could potentially steal this game. I tweeted it. It's up there if anybody wants to go see. I definitely said I have a feeling OKC can steal this game. Now they were down basically the whole game. They were down the whole game until 0.3 seconds left. But I just felt like in game one, at least, the Pacers made timely shots. We all know the Andrew Nimhart shot. Broke down Shea, smack. Miles Turner. It was lucky, but he hit that three on the backboard to, to cut it down to I think it was 4. But I felt like
Shit.
honestly, what happened? Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say Obi Toppin for 17.
Hey man, look, we talked about it earlier. I said the bench helped them. The bench helped them that game. You had Obi with 17, TJ McConnell with 9. I mean, everybody else did their part. Yes, no, I felt like no one really played good on the Pacers, but we always talked about it. Team effort. And Tyrese Halliburton just hit the game winning shot. He just hit the game winning shot. And in game 2, honestly, look, I'm not shocked they got blown out. I felt like OKC was going to come back, punch him in the mouth after basically giving away game 1. So I'm not shocked that they basically blew them out. Now, game 3, look, I'm gonna give credit to TJ McConnell, Ben Mathurin. If
Mm-hmm.
they don't have those out them great games, the Pacers probably lose this game. If I'm being completely honest, TJ McConnell had 5 assists, 5 steals, and like 10 points. This is like the first player ever, and I think finals history or is it playoff history, to come off the bench and have that specific type of stat line. But like you said earlier, I felt like Shea didn't have a good game. J Dub was probably the best player, and Chet disappeared basically in the second half.
Yeah, he
Basically,
did.
from second quarter to fourth quarter, he disappeared because he scored like what I got in my notes. Chet had 13 points in the first quarter. He ended with 20. I don't think he played that good. Tyrese Halliburton, I talked about it on my reaction. Got to start out hot. That's exactly what he did. Had 5 points in the first quarter. Ended the half with like 12 points. I said, this is what you got to do, bro. This is what you got to do. And I don't know if you noticed this, but I was saying this every time I said a reaction. This was the first time in the second quarter I felt like the Pacers took advantage of the SGA, of the non-SGA minutes. Because every time when SGA was not on the floor, they never was able to get it close or be able to take a lead when they was in OKC. But in the second quarter, they took advantage of the non-SGA minutes. Like, I felt like, I was like, finally they're doing that. Because they never could take advantage of that. But the Pacers won this game, honestly, and they didn't even hit their threes. And I talk about the threes all the time. They was 9 for 27 from three. They was 33%, but they shot 51% from the field. And the Pacers defense has to get a lot of credit. Gets a lot of credit, bro. It's not OKC's defense, but I talk about their defense all the time in the playoffs. It's been good. It's been really good. And Tyrese Halliburton, he said, "Look, man, I hear all the noise. Let me go ahead and show y'all if I really want to go off, I'm gonna go off." I felt like they couldn't stop him. If I'm being honest, I'm just saying. I don't think they really could stop him. The show could stop Ben Mathurin. I think
No,
Pascal
that's
had a
what it was. That's what it was. They could not stop him.
well. Mathurin is always like I felt he can
27
always do
and
the
22 minutes though.
9 for 12
That's
too.
OD. That's
9 for
OD,
12.
bro.
I thought Mathurin like he has had like these type of games. He gets low minutes but goes off. That's amazing. They couldn't stop, bro. He had the left hand scoop layup off the glass. I'm like, they
No,
can't
he had
stop
a lot
this
of tough
dude.
finishes. He had a
They,
lot of tough finishes.
he had a lot of tough finish because Andrew Nimhart didn't really give you anything. You know, did his job on SGA defense wise. This is good. This is a good job. Aaron Neesmith, I ain't gonna lie. I think Aaron Neesmith just played bad. Outside of that clutch three in the fourth quarter, he played bad because every time when he
Shit.
was guarding, what? Go
No,
ahead.
no, go ahead.
No, I was just
Go
gonna
ahead.
say, outside of that clutch three, Aaron Neesmith really did. He didn't do anything. Miles Turner, he had 9 points, 2 boards. But man, when I say his defense, his defense was great. They had 11 blocks as a team. I felt like they bullied them. And Richard Jefferson said that the Thunder look they don't look right. They're getting like outwork, and I was like, he's actually right. They're getting outworked. They don't have no composure on the court. And they was tired on the court. They couldn't keep up with the Pacers' pace because they got to play a lot of minutes. Bro, no one on this team plays basically like over close to 40 minutes. Tyrese played 36. Andrew Nimhart played 33. Pascal played 32. And Miles Turner played 30. This is regular season minutes. This is regular season. Like SGA had to play 42 minutes. And they still lost. And all three of them had 20. And they still lost the game. It's a good win by the Pacers, man. It's a very good win by the Pacers. Gotta give them
No,
credit.
yeah. That was a good win by them. Me personally, I think that the OKC they defense did what they need to do on the players that they need to do it on, as far as Siakam, Miles Turner, and even though Tyrese had 22, I still think that they played good defense on him. It was literally that Ben Mathurin 27. If they could have held Ben Mathurin to under 20 like they done every single game prior to this, they would have won that game. And you can between SGA, I forgot how many turnovers Chet had, but between SGA and
Should have one.
J Dub, that's 10 turnovers, bro. So your three best players got 11 turnovers out of y'all 19. That's unacceptable, bro. That is unacceptable. That can't happen at all. Um, but yeah, they played great defense on Shea. Shea was missing early. They still had a chance to win that game though. I still don't get why if you see TJ McConnell steal the ball from y'all the first time on an inbound play, the second and third time he did it, why aren't y'all looking after him? Y'all should be looking for him every time y'all inbound the ball because he's already done it to y'all once already.
TJ McConnell was everywhere, bro. He was
Yeah.
everywhere. I told you, I wanted him to stay in the game, bro, because he was on the defensive end, was able to get to his little mid-range turnaround shot as usual. I'm just like, bro, they're just out hustling them. They didn't look composed. Like that, like you said, the Alex Caruso pass to TJ McConnell, that's just a dumb, lazy pass. It's just simple as that. It's just dumb and lazy. Why did he's right there? He literally just threw it to him. Right there. And I was thinking, I was like, man, they go up by 5. J-Dub hits that 3 at the end of the fourth. I said, man, is there a chance they might lose this game? And Mark Dagnall, they said on the broadcast, they said, I think SGA usually comes in at around the 8-minute mark in the fourth quarter. Mark Dagnall brought him back in a minute earlier. He said, nope, we're not doing this. And the game was close, They really couldn't get no stops. They couldn't really score. And they missed free throws down the stretch. That hurt them. J-Dub missed a whole bunch of free throws down the stretch. And I'm like, I mean, y'all gonna miss free throws. I mean, y'all basically gonna lose the game. Like, J-Dub was 7 for 11, and SGA didn't get in line like that. He was only 5 for 6. I mean, they not gonna call it like how they used to. I mean, that's what everybody was crying about. SGA getting all these fouls, but then he really didn't get that. I thought the Pacers just played some legit great defense on them. I thought they did. And another thing before you go, they brought 2. They brought 2 of them. We ain't gonna let you score, brother. We ain't gonna let you score. And Lou Dort, I don't know why they be leaving Lou Dort wide open for 3.
Yeah, bro.
Outside of game 2, outside of game 2, in game 1 and 3, bro, he has been hitting the 3. He missed it in the corner. He hit the 3 in the corner and missed. I said, he finally missed. Thank God. Because he was hitting everything, bro. I'm like, come on. We gotta stop him. I know what you do. You said you don't want to give Tyrese some credit. I know you could give him some credit as this was probably one of his most complete games in
I gave him his credit.
Because his defense was good. I thought he was damn near everywhere too. Like, gotta give him credit. I thought Tyrese Halliburton was everywhere on defense and offense, especially in that first half. I was like, this is what we need from you, bro. Because I said in my reaction, I said, when you go off, that energy feeds off on the whole team, and they see you going off, you guys have a chance of winning. And I'm tired of these people was not giving this team no type of credit whatsoever. And that just tells me all I need to know. Y'all didn't really watch the Pacers, and y'all just don't watch basketball. To say this team basically just had no shot of not winning no game, because I saw a lot of people, OKC in 5. Well, it can't be 5 now unless it's Pacers in 5. So we got to stop that. It's only because it was just Indiana Pacers. That's why they got to get them credit. But this team is really good. And a lot of people probably think, OKC could potentially win, but the Pacers do have a legit shot of actually winning now. They stole 2 games from the OKC, the mighty OKC Thunder. Give this team some credit, man. This team is good.
Mark has to definitely utilize his bench. You got Aaron Wiggins over there who's waiting to be unleashed. You have to utilize your bench more. Him and Isaiah Joe need to play more minutes. Yeah, because you can't, like you said, they look tired out there. They're missing a lot of shots. You at least when you utilize your bench, they're gonna at least give the same effort, if not more, because they're trying to prove that they deserve to be out there. And then not only that, you give Shea moments of rest. You get J-Dub some rest. And then now by the time the fourth quarter comes, now they have at least some legs up under them. But yeah, the Pacers they played a great game yesterday. They played a great game.
The Pacers are outscoring the Thunder 100-73 in the fourth quarter. So like in the fourth, they're just dominant. And like it looks like when it's just a close game, I saw somebody tweet this when we was off because freaking StreamYard. Somebody said either to beat the Pacers, basically, you either got to blow them out, or if it's a close game, they just gonna find a way to win. And that's what it's looking like. If it's a close game, the Pacers just find ways to win in the fourth, or they just gonna get blown out because they outscored them by in the fourth quarter. Let me go back real quick, bro. They outscored them. It loads up 32-18, and they scored 40 points in the second quarter. That's not OKC. OKC's offense is better than that, but you gave up 32 points and you only scored 18 points. I mean, what can you say? Like, the Pacers were just better than them yesterday. It was just the better team. And I need Chet. Look, Chet had a great bounce back game in game 2. But you can't be going quiet after you start off 13, after you score 13 points in the first quarter, then all of a sudden you score basically 7 the rest of the way. You can't do that. Especially when you see SGA basically struggling, and you see J-Dub having a good game. No, J-Dub was really good.
Yeah, he played. No, he played great. He played. I think that was damn near his best game the entire playoffs. Damn near. I mean, he had a couple of good games in the first series, but after the first series, he didn't really do nothing. That Timberwolves series, he didn't really do nothing for real.
He played good in that Timberwolves series. I thought
he played okay, but
it was the Nuggets series. He was bad.
He didn't have a game like this.
He did.
What game like this? Did he have in
the game he dropped 30? Remember him when it was SGA 40 and him dropping 30? He had a good game. And what was that, game 4? J-Dub had a good game against the Timberwolves. It was just in this series, he didn't really play good in game 1. Game 2, he played better. But this was his best game so far. Yeah, he dropped 34 points. He was 13 for 24 for 34 points and 6 for 9 from 3 in game 4. And yeah, game 4 against the Timberwolves. He was good. He averaged 22 points that series. He was good in that series. It was that Nuggets series.
Though, he's been mid this whole playoffs though. He hasn't really been the J-Dub that he was during the regular season, the all-star J-Dub.
If you're Mark Dagnall, do you stay with this lineup or do you take Casey Wallace out and go back double bid?
I go back double bid. I don't understand why you go away from what got y'all there and what has been winning y'all games. I understand that the Pacers play at a fast pace, but at the same time, you don't change your style for another team, especially if that other team hasn't proven that they can beat your style or has proven that your style doesn't work against them. I think the two big lineup can work against them.
I think he stays with us. I feel because not you, but every time it's like when they blew out the Thunder. I mean, when they blew out the Pacers game 2, I hear nothing about no. Hey man, we still need to take the double big lineup. It's only when they lose, it's like, yeah, let's go. But I think Mark Dagnall is still sticking with this lineup. I think he's still gonna stick with this and have this 5-out lineup, have Chet play the center. I keep seeing when I watch not Gil's Arena, but Nightcap, Joe Johnson always talking about, and I do want to ask you that. Joe Johnson always talk about some I think they did this because they don't want Chet to deal with Pascal Siakam while he's playing the 4. And in my head, I said, I don't think that's the main reason. That could be a reason, but I don't think that's the main reason why they put him at the 5. I think it's just they wanted to go a 5-out lineup and go with just a smaller lineup to be able to stay with the Pacers. Do you think that's the reason?
I think they went 5-out just so they could try to keep up with the Pacers offense, because if you got Casey Wallace out there, that's another guard who could sit there and run out in transition with the Pacers. I don't think that, don't get me wrong, Siakam is definitely quicker than Chet or whatever like that, but I don't think they're scared to have Chet on Pascal Siakam. Well, that's the main reason why Chet's playing the 5. Like you said, I really think it's just to combat the Pacers offense, because if you got 5 guys out there that can run up and down the floor, it's going to be harder for the Pacers to get in transition. and score fast break, easy points. So I think that's what Mark was trying to do. He's trying to combat that so they wouldn't be able to score that many fast break points because the Pacers score a lot of fast break points, bro. That's how they get a lot of easy buckets, transition buckets. Um, I don't think that's why they moved Chet to the five just because of Siakam.
And Isaiah Hartenstein only played 18 minutes. So it looks like Mark Dagnall is somewhat committed to playing a smaller lineup to
He
have
should be
Chet.
playing more than that, bro. He should be playing more than he hasn't played bad. What game has he played bad? He's
I
played
don't think he's
great
played
in
bad.
every game.
I don't think he's played bad. I don't think so. Like I said, I'm not shocked that he's playing less minutes. I'm just shocked that he did it in game one off rip. I thought it was going to take a couple of games. They probably lose a game or something. And then, like, I would have thought, okay, OKC wins the game. Then they lose their game too, like you said. And then it's like, maybe we should go to the small lineup. I would have said, I get it. You make adjustments. You change the lineup up. Not off game one, like you said earlier. We don't. Why are we changing for y'all? We are the best team. We're the better team. Why are we changing for
And
you
and
guys?
it's not like he played bad that first game at all either. I understand if he would have played bad that first game, then you change it up. But he played good. He played better than Chet.
Game one? Or you talking about? Oh, you talking
Yeah.
about game one? Oh, you talking about
That's
game
my
one?
game
Okay,
one.
okay. They got in the Thunder 19 turnovers. Gonna lose the game because we know in game one Pacers had 20 something and they still lost. But this game they had the most turnovers and they lose again. And they're not scoring off a lot of turnovers either. That's what we talked about earlier. Well, last week when we was like they're first and second on points off turnovers. They ain't really getting them points off turnovers. Pacers defense, transition defense, is pretty good. It's doing their job. I just felt like in game three, they just been just outplaying them, bro. They just outplayed them. Now they go into game four. Is this do you panic? If you're the Thunder, are you panicking? Or are you just like, I'm a little
Mm,
nervous?
no, I don't think they're panicking. I do think they nerves are they are on edge right now. I'm not gonna lie and say not because they gave away game one. You got game two. Um, and then you lose a close one in game three. I do think the Thunder are gonna win game four though. I think they're gonna come out, they're gonna win game four, and then they're gonna win game five, and then who knows what's gonna happen game six and seven. I can see it going both ways. Pacers win or OKC win and it's over with, or Pacers win and it goes game seven. But yeah, I do think OKC is gonna come in next game and they're gonna get it done.
I bet you do, brother. I bet you do. Look,
Well, I
man.
already told you they was gonna get one on the road and one at home, bro.
You
I
didn't.
already
You know
told you
what?
that.
I ain't gonna say that because I don't
I
remember.
did.
I have to go
I
look.
did say
No,
that.
I remember you said they would win one game on the road. And I was gonna say, what was his prediction? I don't remember you had OKC in 5 or 6. I don't remember.
No, I
I
said
just
I want to say five, but I'm gonna give them six to be gracious.
okay. Okay.
I could have seen them still in one. I knew they was gonna win at least one at home for sure, and then I could see them still in one on the road. So
Well, they're gonna win both them games at home, brother. Then when it's
no,
three
they
one,
not,
then it's
dog.
over with. I
No,
don't
they
care
not,
who this.
dog.
I don't care what this thing. They ain't winning no 3 in a row. But
No, they not,
I
dog.
do want to ask you before we do our pickers and leave because we're only doing this for a very short time. Does this feel like a finals to you? I know you know it's the finals, but does it just feel like the finals?
No, because it's not really. It hasn't really been hyped up. Usually, if we've had different teams in the finals, it would have been hyped up. You would have seen so many commercials. You would have seen so many ads online. Like last year when the Celtics won, I saw so many NBA commercials. I saw so many NBA advertisements on Twitter, Facebook, all over social media. But for this, I haven't really seen anything, to be honest with you. Besides like the little highlights and stuff, because I follow NBA Twitter and I'm on Facebook following the NBA and stuff like that. I see it, but other than that, you don't really hear nothing about it.
They are not making it seem like this is the NBA Finals.
No,
It's not.
at all.
No commercials, no even showing the players. It's like you're only showing them like I'll see one highlight, maybe two in like the mainstream media, and then they just move on to the next. And I
Yep.
get it. This is an NBA problem. This is an NBA problem. And then you know how in the finals back then, I would say probably like 2015, 16. First Take, obviously, First Take was big, really big back then and big now. They used to go on the road to that specific city and do First Take in the morning there. And that was hyped up. Now you stay in the studio just looking at this stuff. I'm just like, what happened? Why are
If
we
it was two
so
different teams,
lazy?
you think they'd be there?
No,
Like, say
because
if
they
it
didn't
was the
even do it last
Celtics
year.
and
No, because they didn't even do
oh,
it last year when it was the Mavericks and the no, they don't. I don't believe that. They don't put the finals on the court, bruh. They put a digital finals trophy on there. Then they took it off. How lazy are you? Like
yeah.
that is so lazy. We have to do better. I'm freaking seeing freaking Reggie talk about some. I didn't even know the finals on, but he don't watch basketball, so I kind of get it. But at the same time, it's like, bruh, everybody should know the finals is on at least. How are you? How is there somebody that just doesn't know the finals is on just
Shit,
because
I
it's
seen more about hockey because ain't hockey in the playoffs right now too.
they're in the Stanley Cup too. They're in their finals too.
Yeah, bro, I've seen more shit about hockey than I have about the NBA, and
Conor
I
McGregor.
follow all basketball shit.
They do a terrible job. They have done a terrible job. I'd say the last couple of years, they've done a terrible job of just making it seem like we are in the finals. Because I'm seeing all on Twitter people say, man, this just look like a regular season game. This just feel like a regular season game. I'm like, damn, does this not
Nah,
feel
it do
like
though. It
you
do.
think it feels
It
like
do
a
feel like
regular season
yeah,
game?
it do. It do. It don't really feel like
That's
the
sad.
games don't really give finals atmosphere. It definitely gives like what was the little tournament that they
All
had?
the in-season tournament?
Yeah, little cup tournament that they had. It gives that, bro. It gives that. It doesn't give NBA finals. It gives the little cup championship or some shit like that.
That's actually pretty sad. And I don't see how they can. Somebody said it was like, so y'all won't put the trophy stuff on the court in the finals, but y'all can design this whole new court in the in-season tournament.
Yeah, that's insane, bro.
That's just
That's
that's
insane.
that's kind of backwards. But we just got to do a better job of just showing like this is the finals because, bro, yesterday was peak hoops. That was a really good
Yeah, it
game.
was
That
game.
was
Yeah,
a
it was
really good game.
1 through 4 too. First to
Yes.
fourth quarter. Yeah.
No blowouts, no none of that. Just peak hoops. I'm like, bruh,
Mhm.
whoever not watching this is missing out, bro. Even in game one, even when the Thunder was up by 15 or whatever, that game was still good. Now, game two, I understand it was a blowout, whatever. But this finals has been pretty good. And they said that game one was the lowest game one final since 2000. I think it was 2007, the one with LeBron versus San Antonio the first time. And they said this is excluding the bubble. They excluding that. So this was the lowest one with like 8 point some million. They said game two was the lowest game two since excluding the bubble. So these finals have been low. People just aren't watching it because it's two small market teams, man. And I feel like they ain't
I
right.
guarantee. I guarantee you, like, say if the Knicks or Boston would have made it, I guarantee you it would have had more coverage than what it got now.
I
It
think
would
that's
have
why,
definitely
like,
had more coverage.
deep down, some people probably like. Obviously, the NBA will never say it and think of it, but deep down, New York, the Knicks in there would have made it way better. You got the New
Yeah,
York Knicks, big market, Shea Gildress in the Garden, like that hypes
yeah.
it up. But then you think of Indiana, Midwest team, it's OKC, it's OKC. It's like what can we do? So I just feel like they just gotta do a better. But let's do this pick 'em for game 4 on Friday. It Pacers versus the Thunder game 4. Who do you have winning and why?
I got OKC winning. I think Shea understands that they lost that game. He's a reason why they lost that game. due to his 6 turnovers and his 9 for 20 shooting. So I think Shea's gonna come out. He's gonna have a better game 4. I think Chet and J Dub are gonna show up again, and I think Mark should utilize his bench more. I think he is gonna utilize his bench more. I think it's gonna be another close game, but I think OKC is gonna pull the victory out.
Pacers go up 3-1, take a commanding lead. I got the Pacers winning this game. Look, man, the Pacers have beaten the Thunder on the game winner, and then they just beat the Thunder at home in game 3. I think Shea Gilgeous has a bounce back game. I think Chet even has a bounce back game. And I think the bench for the Thunder have better games. But I got the Pacers, man, only because I believe in Tyrese Halliburton. He showed why he's a superstar, had a good game. He's going to have another good game. Pascal is going to show up as per usual, but I need Andrew Nembhard, Miles Turner, Aaron Neesmith, if they can hit their threes, Miles Turner rebound the damn ball, but play exceptional defense like he did in game 3, they can win. That bench is always going to come to play. TJ McConnell, Ben Mathurin, Obi Toppin, they make the hustle exciting plays. If they can do that as per usual, the Pacers have a chance of taking a 3-1 lead. I just need my man Tyrese Halliburton to not start out slow. If he doesn't start out slow as per usual, they can win. If he starts out hot like he did, scoring 5 points earlier in the first quarter, they will win this game, and they will go up 3-1 against the Oklahoma City Thunder. And damn near end this series, man, and win a championship. Like, come on, bro. But that's it, y'all. This was just a video. StreamYard did their thing. But we'll see y'all next time. We'll see y'all next week, man. See y'all later, bro.